Well, good afternoon and welcome to the second of today's webinars from EcoProd. This time talking with our partners Conti Plus about their shower range, how to cut the water bill and improve hygiene with the Conti Plus showers. So before we kind of get into the meat of the presentation, I've just got a few kind of housekeeping points. We are recording the session today, so that means that everybody on the line will be able to get a link to watch the session back or to share with colleagues or a broader group if you would like to. That's absolutely fine. You will also get a copy of the slides as well, so you'll be able to download those and view the slides alongside the recording if you would like to. We're very happy to run these sessions in a private group. So if you wanted to do a rerun for a group of people or a group of colleagues, just as a private session, then we're very happy to do that sort of thing. Please get in touch with us and just ask. And you'll see that all the lines are muted. So that means we can't hear you, but you can still ask questions. There is a question and answer and a chat portal on the GoToWebinar control panel, and please do send any questions or comments that you have as we go through the session. We will see if there's any questions at the end and we'll cover those then. If we run out of time and we aren't able to cover your question during this session, we will make sure we get back to you separately offline after the session is finished. So a few introductions. I'm Rachel Clinton. I'm on the business development team at EcoProd. I'm mostly in the background today, making sure that we're fielding the questions and that everybody's logged in correctly. Our main presenter today is Paul Musgrove from Conti Plus, and I'm going to hand over to Paul for the core of the presentation in just a moment. So our agenda is just a few introductions for ourselves and who we are, who EcoProd are, who Conti are. And then Paul will talk in more detail about the showers that we're talking about today, how they cut water use, the hygienic properties of the showers, some comments about choosing the right showers for the facilities that you might have, the maintenance regime that you might need, and kind of cost installation type considerations, taking us through to any questions at the end. So EcoProd are hosting today's webinar. We are a company who focus on commercial washrooms and water saving type products. Our background was in a Euromat waterless urinals. That's the core product that we've sold for a long time, but we increasingly sell things like Conti Plus's range of water saving taps and showers. We sell energy efficient hand dryers. We are looking for products and opportunities to save both water and energy in washrooms, and that's where we tend to focus our attention. We have a huge range of different sorts of customers, different sizes and different footprints. So from big multinational, multi-site, high footfall locations that you can see some examples of on the screen here, but also a large number of kind of schools, universities, education establishments, NHS sites, village halls, anything you can think of, whether a washroom facilities. EcoProd has probably done an installation in one of them. So at this point, I think, Paul, I'll hand over to you to pick up from here.
Hello, everyone. I hope the sound is good enough for today and everyone can hear me clearly. My name is Paul Musgrove. I'm the UK Development Manager for Conti Plus, and today we're looking at the showers and going through a bit of detail. What we're not going to do today is go into too much technical detail. This is very much an overview, and we hope that you can come back to us and talk to us a little bit more on a one-to-one basis. Just give you a quick overview, probably. Conti is a specialist in washrooms and shower as a manufacturer based in Europe, and we are part of the Fortuna Group. We've been manufacturing for over 45 years, and we have representation in over 40 countries worldwide, but only established in the UK back in 2017, at which time we appointed EcoProd as our first UK distributor. The synergy that they have with our brand based around sustainability and the environment is second to none. And so the ethos of the two companies together works really, really well. And between us, we have a great depth of knowledge of products and also customer experience from the front end. Conti as a brand has a very strong philosophy based on 4 core elements, which is sustainability, hygienic, safe, and smart. The sustainability is we're all looking to consider savings of water, energy, labour at any one time, which is vital. And we'll go into that a little bit more in the presentation. Hygienic, waterways for showers, as for taps and other areas, must be hygienic. And what can we do to help those areas? Safe, that represents the baseline of everything that we do in the commercial world. People have to be safe in that environment. And of course, smart. Our products have some amazing technology with amazing parameters that can make the engagement with customers and the users much more engaging, much more stable. And we are design leaders in these solutions for these areas, working closely with clients to understand what their requirement is on a commercial business premises. And I stress that point really importantly. I see too many non-commercial products supplied into this market, and they need changing regularly, quickly. Our products are actually built for a commercial environment. So today we're going to consider the range of Conti showers, the design and the planning of actually going to a building, perhaps the operational elements and power requirements and functionality. We're going to look at sustainability. We're going to look at hygiene. We're going to look at reliability, maintenance, and also some innovation. As I said earlier on, today isn't about the technical detail, but this is more about the overview to give you a really good representation on what Conti do may be able to do for you, and consideration of key factors that we have learned through our experience through working with customers like you. Just to give you a quick steer, that image you can see on the screen right now, it just gives you a good representation of the different options that Conti can start to work with you. You'll see some concealed shower elements on the right, some bar exposed showers towards the middle of the section, and over on the far left, some shower panels. And we are going to develop the reputation of our products. We're going to talk to you about the environment of our products. We're going to talk to you about the key parts and why we can provide you the quality control, which is key to the delivery. Everything that we do is all about helping installers, helping maintainers, but also helping the design philosophy of your building so it looks great. The actual range, we offer a very diverse range from very simple concealed elements to exposed bar valves to concealed front plated round circular oval, and of course some shower panels. I'll show you in a second a range of shower outlets themselves, the heads and the fixing rails, etc. The shower range is extensive, and we have the correct product for you. And we need to work with you to consider the consideration of your team on installation and maintenance application. When looking at the image slide, I want to present to you a number of variations where you're looking for panels, which obviously can give you the benefit of reduced building works and also reducing the opportunity to pick up older pipe works, or whether you need to completely change something and actually will encourage building works. What about your power requirements? Are you happy to work with mains, which is a permanent solution to the shower panels? Or would you be happy to work with something which is based on a battery solution? All part of the considerations. And we must help you to understand which is the best solution from our range. Here you can see some shower heads of fixed areas, from ceiling mounted to wall mounted to typical heads coming off the wall, either through exposed or concealed pipework, depending on the application. We feel that we can offer something to help with our experience on the design and planning approach to help you make those right decisions. First of all, do you actually know what shower operations you're looking for, solutions you're looking for? Or perhaps you require good advice. Now, it's a little bit difficult to travel to survey at this moment in time, but fundamentally, you've either got a space which is a new built space, or in the top pictures on the right hand side, an older space which needs to be reconfigured to make some changes. Each one, the approach has to be different. You're looking at the building materials, looking at the building condition, looking at the pipework layout, looking at the spacing, looking at the number of areas you're trying to fit into a given area to make sure that the user of that space has actually got the right space to be able to share comfortably and have a good experience. And we want to make sure that the clients have the perfect design, the perfect finish for the money they spend on the product for the long term. Looking at all the issues that we work with on a day-to-day basis, something as simple as water pressure. Water pressure on sites varies across the UK. With the Conti Plus showers, we can actually provide you a shower solution from a water pressure at less than 1.5 bar up to 5 bar, giving you a great versatility on that to make sure that the outcome from the shower, the flow coming out, is suitable for the flow coming in, and it's balanced so that you're using a good amount of water but restricting what's coming out to make sure we're actually looking at sustainability at the same time. Now, Conti has a unique facility on their website. In the bottom right hand of this screen, you can see a very small image of one of the web pages, which offers you the opportunity to access all the information you would need to consider for putting a product forward. But we don't expect our customers to find this on their own. We actually offer a proper design support service to help you through this period of time. So, for instance, on here I have the options for you to consider. And on this occasion, it happens to be a bar valve, the Tipolino version. In the middle, you can see we can provide you with in situ images. On the top, we can provide you with all the dimensional drawings. On the right, the text of tenders or the specification document. And then again on the right, an in situ dimensional drawing so you can consider your mounting heights. But we also need to consider what solution works for you. We will provide a consultation at the design stage or potentially after a site survey once we're allowed to travel again. We have to understand your budget constraints and your full requirements, the styles, the finishes you're looking for. We want to make sure that we provide you with the visuals, the dimensionals, the specification data sheets, and of course CAD drawings. All of these are downloadable from our website, but coming through us as part of that design support service will reduce your time on input and benefit from our experience to give you the right solutions within the right budgets. And we need to work together and walk the same path together to make sure that we actually get what you need. If we actually look in a bit more detail, when you actually consider the power elements of this, are you happy to run mains power to your shower area? Would you prefer battery? What's the advantages of one over the other one? If you were to install mains, there's a cost. If you were to install mains, there's an electrician needs to be there to make sure the right spur conditions are met, the cabling and the topology of that cabling is correct for the voltage. Or is it simpler to offer a reliable battery solution? Now, with the battery solution, our batteries are supported within the system to last for up to 4 years based on 150 uses of that shower a day. Do you know your business? Do you know how many times that shower operates a day, and will the battery suffice? Or would your usage exceed that and drive the battery's uses down? And that's part of the consideration that we would look to work with you. CNX is the Conti Plus water management system, which can be a site-wide system, which then brings mains to it, but with full controls and reporting features, which is another presentation in its own right. And that could be a consideration of another power option for you. Or are you looking for mechanical solutions with time flow, with water, hydraulics, etc., where you would actually push or just turn the handle on and off? So we can offer all of those functions, and each one is slightly different. In the UK to date, the one that's proved the most popular is the piezo touch button, which is literally a soft touch button. Fantastic for anyone with arthritic hands or small children, and it can be on a timed situation, so it will flow for an element of time to make sure that the person using it touches the button to walk in, the flow starts, and after a predetermined time, switch off. If somebody leaves that shower before, they can either touch the button to turn it off, or after the pre-given time, it will automatically switch off. So you can start to be a bit smarter and reduce the water and wastage in your buildings by that solution. On the right side of this picture, we're showing what we call the Conti Plus congenial valve. Now, this is the basis for nearly all of our shower panels and concealed showers, where we have one solution, but adaptable to suit your requirements. And it can be retro updated and changed to add features. It can be introduced to make sure that you can either have a mechanical, you might want to update that to an electrical change at some point in the future. There are many, many things you can do. You could add on CNX water management in the future, or even something as simple as a key switch as an update design, where maybe you've got a group showering area with 6, 8, 10, 12 showers in one given area, and you want to introduce thermal flushing. Well, the adaptation of those units can be done very simply, very effectively, to give a key switch at a central point. So when you attend the area to do your thermal flush, you can actually enter that area, make sure the area is emptied, and with one activation of the key, override the thermal disinfectant and allow temperatures of up to 80 degrees come through that as part of your maintenance access and program. Again, all this will be trained to our customers to make sure that they are fully knowledgeable on all elements of the product, and showing them the product, taking it apart, and maintenance training to be given to explain how that can happen. Sustainability is obviously very important to us. Conti Plus is recognized the world over for being a sustainable company. So let's take a look why this is the case. Our company builds the controls, manufactures all the key components within our factory where possible to reduce the negative effect on the environmental footprint. For our clients, we offer savings on water to reduce the litre per minute rate. Now, typically for a shower, rates of 12, 14 and 16 litres of water a minute are not unusual. However, we would try and mitigate that to give you flow rates around the 8 to 9 litres. Of course, these can be overridden if people want more water, but obviously water is a resource we all need to consider saving. The key for me is that balance between a good flow rate at a lesser flow rate to make sure that the shower is an experience that's enjoyable and it performs its duty. We can provide a battery solution, as I mentioned earlier on, with 4 years worth of life. So your maintenance team aren't going back in, changing batteries constantly, not paying high electrical charges for having a mains connectivity. And if you're in a busy gymnasium, for instance, or a leisure group, anything that keeps the product running without having to stop and replace and constantly maintain something has got to be good. Now, the way that we achieve that is that we have a unique feature in our solenoid, which only draws power when it opens the flow of water and when it closes. All the time a product is running, the battery is not required to provide any electrical charge. And so we have a unique feature in that function to save you, the customer, costs. Labour costs on maintenance can also be reduced to provide a one-person process, whether this is a shower panel, whether it's a concealed shower, that once you've actually taken the cover plates off, everything is accessible inside: the water isolation, checking filters, cleaning filters. And again, this can reduce labour times by as much as 50%, which is obviously a very key important part to cost of running a business. Hygiene is vital. We are all concerned at the moment, probably more so than ever. We've got buildings at this moment in time, because of the outbreak of COVID-19, which are sitting with water in the pipeworks, potentially stagnating. Are they set up with duty flushes, which our products can offer? Are they set up with thermal flushes, which our products can offer? And I'm very interested to appreciate how buildings are going to reopen. Well, from our point of view, what we're talking about on hygiene is we're trying to make sure that people have waterways that are clean, water that is flowing constantly, even when the products aren't being used, to engage with a client to find out where the water enters into the shower area, the length of the pipe works, and work out what is a regular hygiene flush, so that we're not drawing hot water through the system, but just a flow of water every 12, 24, 36 hours or so from the last time it was used. So not to waste water, but to make sure that water is not sitting stagnating. So in buildings that have got our showers installed currently, they are now empty because of the close down. They will continue to do their hygiene flush on a daily or bi-daily basis normally, and they will flush for the predetermined time that's been set into the software, thus helping keeping our waterways clean in buildings where Conti Plus products are installed. Labour costs can also be really, really high. Everything that we've done on our system is to keep hygiene and one person maintenance, one person looking after the hygiene, one person understanding this business. Again, just to make sure that when they return to work, the hygiene flushing regimes can be picked up rapidly, quickly, to get the waterways back and clean as soon as possible. We can also do a thermal flush. Now, a thermal flush is when we are running water through the systems at 80 degrees or above, or up to 80 degrees, I should say. Now, a thermal flush is there to do on an infrequent basis, but when you know you have a problem with a pipework system, and I can appreciate many thermal flushes will be going on in the next 2 or 3 weeks as businesses start to open. Our products are built of high integrity quality components, therefore are able to take up to 80 degrees. Above 60 degrees, bacteria will be killed. Above 70 degrees, bacteria will be killed completely off. Our products can flush up to 80 degrees, making therefore a very hygienic solution. The reliability of Conti is built in our factory. We design and build our solenoids, our electronics, and our software in-house. We drive our own quality forward by not outsourcing these elements, these key elements. Every Conti product component is tested 100%. When the product is then assembled, it is retested again. So we don't test 1 in 10 or 1 in 20. We test every single component, every single completed product. And every product leaves with all parameters tested to ensure that the flexibility of those are all working. And we can then work with you to set local parameters if things need to be changed. Therefore, we feel that Conti Plus, the reliability of our build, the reliability of our factory processes is second to none, and well worth engaging with to understand what we can offer to you. Taking into account, we've looked at design and the support we can put on that one, and the planning and the information to support the process of specification. It's also important to consider the installation and maintenance. Therefore, we provide sufficient tools, sufficient guidance notes. And as you can see on the images on the right, both in text, but also in a picture format, very much like the IKEA type of process, where you can follow a step-by-step 1, 2, 3 guide with clear images, which I think is vitally important these days, just so that if English isn't your first language, then the images will give you all the answers you need. We do this for every product. In the top picture on the right, you'll see this black unit, which looks like a T, connecting to the water system before you install your thermostat. And that is to help plumbers to make sure when they've put new pipework in, that they actually flush the system through. So if a client specifies Conti products, we will commit to supporting the whole delivery, working with the installers, working with the maintenance teams, and obviously working with the designers. We provide training to ensure that products are fitted correctly first time, every time, reducing snagging costs on projects and delays in opening venues, where again, costs have a place. Not everybody takes up this service, but even if they don't want the service of that personal experience working with us to actually understand our products intimately, we can still share the information with them and pass it to them to make sure that they've got this. Maintenance is vital to actually keep these products and protect the investment that you've made in these products for many years of good performance. It's important we share with these maintenance guys all the spare part requirements. make sure they're available and the components listed, identified, and clearly understood by the engineer who's responsible. If sites choose to buy Conti Plus showers, taps, and urinals, we can also give you a commonality of spare parts where solenoids and elements and software and electronics are one in the same across the brand, meaning that you have to carry less spares across your entire estate. And again, front of wall access, trying to maintain, isolate, and work with your products from the front rather than having to go into panel systems, back into the wall, into the ceiling to find isolation areas. It helps with things like on a regular basis changing and cleaning filters, making sure that the parameters of the products can be easily changed if we need to connect to the electronics, again, all from the front if parameters need to be changed. Conti Plus is also recognized for innovation. And a couple of images here show a couple of things. First of all, on the left, we have what's called our proportionate valve, which we hope to bring to the market later this year. The proportionate valve has been designed to mitigate any redundant pipework where mixed water may sit. So you can see on the second image the proportionate valve is actually located directly by the shower outlet itself. Therefore, once water is mixed within the valve, the amount of dead leg to the shower head is less than an inch. And again, you can just pump through on a regular basis with Hygiene Flush, so avoiding stagnating water completely. The panel on the right is called our comprimus panel. Now, the comprimus panel is a very, very, very slim line panel and with no pipework between the control and the shower outlet. So as you can see on the first image on the left, you've got the hot and cold water running into the system. And on the right, you just see the panel itself completed, and you have the electronic button at the bottom, the E switch. Now, touching the button turns it on. Turning the button will actually control the temperature, and you will get color images on that. But between the control button, the thermostat, and the proportionate valve, you literally have a wire connecting the two, and then the water's pulled through from the top. Again, these products are new to the market and they can be connected to our CNX system. And obviously, what we want to do is give people the diversity of panels, again, mitigating risk to improve hygiene. This particular panel is only 4 centimeters deep. So from a design point of view, adding something that's really, really nice, high quality, finished in a nice stainless steel. The E-Control acts as temperature control, and as said, with an LED color built in, and it's due to the market hopefully very, very soon. The other element of innovation which I want to mention today, because I think today is very important, is Conti Plus recently launched the Oxan range of disinfectants. And at the moment, for anyone controlling building areas, this is a very pertinent situation. We feel that we have a range which is formed of 4 parts. Each part has a slightly different application. First of all, the simplest one is Oxan Clean, which is for surfaces, tools, and hands. pH neutral, non-hazardous, non-harmful. We have Oxan Zero, which can go into your water system to ensure there's a dosing of Oxan in there, which will kill off biofilm, kill bacteria, kill viruses. We have Oxan Prime, which is to clean water filters, the filters that actually filter the swimming pool water. And we have Oxan Fresh, which is there to clean rooms and air conditioning systems. So to go with the products that we have as an ensemble for washrooms and shower room areas, we now add to this our total hygiene concept. So we can offer thermal flushing, hygiene flushing, and now an additive, which is non-harmful to everybody, to help keep buildings clean, operational clean, and effectively keeping water systems clean. So in summary, I would like to conclude this webinar and explain to you a couple of things. We can provide much more than just showers, and we hope that you've benefited in some way from this short time to listen to what we've got to say, but to get into the detail, whether it be to identify the solutions, to take up on our design service, to understand more about the sustainable options we offer, to understand more about the reliability we can assure you of, to guarantee a hygienic solution, for investment in longevity for your business to give you durability. We offer taps, showers, water management systems, basins, accessories, and now the Oxan range, all available in the UK. And we hope that this will engage with you and want you to come and talk to us.
Right, Paul, thank you. I've got a couple of questions that have come through.
Okay.
So, of the showers, how do you manage that process and make sure that's not happening when there's somebody using the shower?
When you come to thermal flushing, you have to make sure that the thermal flushing, the area is empty. I'm afraid to say, even with sophisticated systems like a water management system, it's still vital that you only perform those in what we would call out of hours, i.e. when the business is closed. On the water management system, it's not possible to provide a thermal flush unless the business is closed, and you set the times of your business close into the system. If you're doing a manual key switch thermal flush, which is the risk area, then obviously you need to physically go to the area, identify that there's no users in there, operate the thermal flush safely, and obviously turn the switch back to stop the thermal flush at a given time. The hygienic flush is a regular flush if the showers haven't been used. So if you're going into a shower area and if you've set the area to flush every 24 hours and no one has used that at that precise moment you walk in, yes, the hygiene flush will come on, but it's at a safe water temperature, so it won't cause anybody any harm or disturbance. But again, Rachel, what I would emphasize on all of these things, this is about the design and planning. It's very good to have sophisticated products that help businesses run and keep waters hygienic and smart. But what's more important is to design that detail in from the start by working with the client side.
Okay, thank you. Another question about the batteries and how much what is the cost for a replacement battery?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you exactly the cost of the replacement battery, but it's not an expensive commodity. It's a few pounds. If the specific person's asked that question, I can come back and answer that directly with them and give them the information if you want.
And the process for replacing that battery, accessibility?
Yeah, depending on the product you bought, whether it's the bar valve, which I showed, or whether it's concealed or panel, it's literally one tool to open up the unit, to remove the covers, whichever cover that may be, to pull the battery out. And you'll notice on our products, say for instance, the bar valve, we have the valve control on one side and the electronics in the battery on the other side. So it's a very easy step-by-step, probably within 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, you've opened the unit up, you've taken the battery out, you've replaced the battery, and you've put it together. It's very, very quick. Okay. But again, the reliability on the batteries is so good because you only draw power when you're flowing water. So the batteries for us, I think, in my experience in the last 3.5 years, I've only sold battery versions because when you explain to people the benefit of the battery over mains, then that's what they go for. The only time that's changed is when somebody's converted, as a customer in Bristol has recently, when they've converted from what started out as a battery process, they then went to the water management system. And by default, we actually then obviously bring mains to the area through the water management cabling.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much then. Thank you very much for everybody on the call. Thank you very much, Paul, for a great presentation. As I said, the recording and the slides will be available and will be coming out to everybody tomorrow, so you can watch this back and share it with other people if you would like to. So thank you very much and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.